more than a decade, every spring our crews get out and explore parts of Alaska and then share those stories with you.
Over the years, our definition of road has changed. We drive or fly or go by boat, train or dog sled, even traveling by our own feet. And this year, we're mostly road tripping without the road.
With the first story, we are traveling on a road, sort of, but it's one of the most remote we've been on.
Beth Burge and Melissa Fry show us what it takes to get to the Valley of 10,000 Smokes.
We are headed to a place where the only constant is change. I also want to welcome you to the ancestral homeland of Yupik, Supiaq, and Denali people. Here, what we now call Katmai National Park, we've got 4 million acres. We're the 4th largest park in the national park system.
We are on the Valley bus and we are making our way from Brooks Camp out to the Valley of 10,000 Smokes. So this is a 23-mile gravel, single-lane, one-way road. You can see it's a little bumpy here, and the road was just constructed. So we're excited to hopefully see some wildlife and make it out to the Valley of 10,000 Smokes.
He's driving a certain way because of the conditions, because it's been wet and different. And so there's lots of safety measures taken because the road is soft. You know, like he can't go too close to the edges. He has to stay in the middle. And when we get to the river crossings, you'll see there too, where depending on if we've had a lot of rain and the water is rushing, the underbed will shift. Changes. Yes, this is a place of change.
As we make our way to the next stop, we'll start to see some of this pyroclastic flow. At the time, they believed it was Katmai volcano that erupted. And so everybody was saying it's Katmai volcano. And, you know, remember that we were just traveling on this 23-mile road? The ash flew up 20 miles into the sky.
Wow.
So if you can kind of relate that to what our journey here is, it was going that far. And so as we make our way closer, you're going to start to see these piles of this ash everywhere.
Well, after 23 miles, 3 river crossings, and 112 snowshoe hare sightings, we have made it to the Valley of 10,000 Smokes. We're going to hike down into the valley and see what's there.
The skies are overcast and the rain is falling on this June day, but the clouds lift just enough to reveal our destination. The Valley of 10,000 Smokes, created 113 years ago, almost to the day, when it was ash instead of rain that was falling. To get there, with rain pants and hiking boots on, we take the narrow path into the woods.
Slippery one wet.
Less than 3.5 miles to go. Oh, and a 1,000 feet elevation drop. The clouds keep us from really knowing what's out there, but Park Ranger Mary Lisa leads the way.
Little day, we're not here to stay.
We keep an eye out for sneak peeks of the valley while also keeping our footing and watching for wildlife.
It could be wolf.
The ground cover changes as we go, from low brush to tall trees, and then the first sign we are no longer just in a forest.
Pumice. This is pumice from the volcano over 100 years ago.
It's not quite the Yellow Brick Road, but we do follow it, and it looks like the work of a wizard as water flows over solid rock formed from pyroclastic flows. And then we make it to the ash.
Look at all this ash that was left here after the eruption of Nova Erupta. It's been here for more than 100 years, but look at all this beautiful new life, even in the Valley of 10,000 Smokes.
It's a contrast of new and old as we make our way down. And then, what we came here for.
We have made it here to the base of the Valley of 10,000 Smokes. And not only have we been walking on ash, but look at this wall of ash behind us, 70 feet tall.
It's just incredible to imagine the power of what was the largest eruption on the planet in the 20th century. That forever changed the landscape of what was once green forested land into something completely different. Transformed, yet still so beautiful.
Road trip in for Alaska's new source in Katmai National Park. I'm Melissa Fry.
Well, that was a fantastic adventure. Amazing they got the chance to do that trip, but said it was quite the hike out of the valley.
When we come back, we are getting off the road to see sights you can't see from the road, plus a chance to try out the local cuisine in South Central Alaska.
Tracy, come on, we're road tripping.
Well, I had so many questions. Like, do we have assigned seats?
Yes.
Can we get food on board?
Yeah.
Do you think we're gonna see beautiful scenery?
It's the Coastal Classic, of course.
We gotta go, we're gonna be late.
Not to worry, we made it right on time for our early morning departure. As road trippers, we were treated to Gold Star service with a premium seat in the dome car. And yes, downstairs in the dining car, a hearty breakfast was served. But let's face it, no one books the Coastal Classic for the meal. It's the scenery that steals the show, and rightly so. It dazzles around every bend. For many, it's their first time in Alaska.
It's always on my bucket list.
Jeanette Lallier is treating her nephew Riley to a 21st birthday trip.
Anywhere in the world, I said, and he picked Alaska.
What do you think so far?
It's an incredible trip. I love being surrounded by all these mountains. It's awesome. I love it.
Once the train turns inward off Turnagain Arm, there are sights you'd never see from the road. Mountain gorges, tunnels, and glaciers, to name a few. But amazing scenery is only part of what makes this trip special. If you're lucky, you'll meet the people who work on the train.
Conductor Wanda!
Conductor Wanda Robinson has been at her job for 35 years.
You want to make sure that they have a good time while they're out here, and and you got to do it in a safe manner.
Daniel Fretwell,
folks will ride the Glacier Discovery train out here,
has been helping railroad guests see the sights for 16.
Sometimes you're seeing wildlife all over the place. Sometimes we're seeing Denali out. Sometimes, you just never know what you're going to experience on the train.
We found that out ourselves.
That I know all the time.
When we came upon a passenger in the rear car who was literally moved to song.
These Alaskan hills will hold me and never let me go.
As we pulled into Seward, it seemed a good way to wrap up a trip that's been special at every turn.
And the train ride was just the first of their Seward adventures. What better way to start than with some good local food?
From the outside, the cookery is unassuming, but this road tripping gem in Seward isn't meant to be fussy or fancy. Instead,
hi, how are you tonight?
It's going to start flooding out of here any second now.
Owners Stacy and Kevin Lane say it's meant to feel more like home.
Feel like they're coming into our living room, basically. Try to keep it warm and welcome and just serve them good food.
Customers line up to sample the modern American cuisine, where the wine list is extensive. And the catch of the day is always fresh.
This is amazing. The best seafood.
Alaskan oysters are featured on every menu, but it doesn't stop there. The cookery supports the local economy by serving local food. Fishermen, farmers, even foragers deliver right to the door.
Wow.
Fiddleheads, spruce tips, things like that. If it's available, sure, we're gonna buy it. We're gonna put it on the menu somehow.
And speaking of the menu,
that seems like something interesting.
My road tripping buddy Tracy Sinclair and I wanted to try it all.
That's the problem when everything looks so good.
As it turns out, it was hard to go wrong. From a shrimp cocktail featuring Alaskan spot shrimp and smoked scallops.
Isn't that beautiful? I could slip it right up, but I will use a spoon.
To big and small plates.
Yes, oh my goodness.
Piled with everything good. We had a meal that tasted as lovely as it looked. Our verdict? The cookery didn't disappoint. It was an excellent stop on our road tripping tour.
There's really nothing more to say other than
it's fabulous.
For road tripping in Seward, I'm Lauren Maxwell.
I'm Tracy Sinclair, Alaska's news source.
Well, now I'm hungry.
Seriously. Still ahead, we're mostly road tripping, and it's a road kind of, and it takes a lot of horsepower. And we mean that in the most literal sense.
Plus, a fascinating look at a family grocery store that's been in the same place for more than 80 years, but it might be gone soon. As we went mostly road tripping this year, we found ourselves being pulled along by a team of animals.
So we're dog sledding.
Well, that's coming up. These were a little bigger than your average sled dog. Denali Ruiz shows us a new or really old way to hit the road.
Chuck and Rustin tried to steal the show, but one look at these views and you know it's hard to beat. I hopped on this horse-drawn carriage for a tour of the Healy Corridor, right along the outskirts of Denali National Park.
I turned 19 the day before I got here.
Phoenix, our guide, says he is loving his summer job here in Denali.
This is so weird. I decided that I just wanted to do this kind of work instead of staying in my hometown or just anything. I don't know. I think this is such a unique job path.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah. Phoenix, with our driver Michaela, and of course you can't forget Chuck and Rustin, all played a part in why my adventure was unforgettable.
It's so unique, and the people here are so unique. I thought I came in here knowing a lot, but then everything surprises me, and I just get so excited about everything.
We took in all the greenery, even spotting moose on the way.
This is pretty special. They're not usually this close to us.
We frequently bumped into other tour groups and horses in their pastures, all while Phoenix told us about the sights and the history around us.
Here it can be hailing and then snowing and then sunny and windy, all in the matter of an hour.
We arrived to a destination to hot apple cider and a hot meal, and a chance to get up close and personal with Chuck and Rustin. Then it was time to head back to the starting point. Throughout our adventure, it was clear our tour squad all really love their job.
The idea is that every tour is your best tour because people have saved up their whole lives to come here and stuff. And so I've been working on if I'm tired or whatever, that's not the point. The point is that I get to meet all these really cool people. You look a little nervous.
Looks like a fun time. Well, this next story is actually part of a road trip on an actual road, the Seward Highway.
Eric Soul has driven past the store for decades, and road tripping gave him a little extra reason to stop in.
This store has been there for more than 80 years, but if you want to see it, you might need to act fast.
It's hard to miss.
My family homesteaded the property that this grocery store sits on in 1921.
The store sits right on the highway when traveling through Moose Pass on the way to Seward. You've probably driven past it, maybe even stopped in.
They purchased the building from Frank Hilo in 1938. They rolled it up here from the railroad tracks where it was originally the roadhouse, and they rolled it up on logs.
There's a lot of history in this old building.
Go, enjoy.
That's Brooke Estes. She runs the place, making milkshakes and espressos.
I started working here for my aunt when I was 12 years old. When it was first opened, the idea that my family had in the beginning was, why be a gold miner and rely on gold when you could instead supply the gold miners with supplies they needed to survive?
You see, Brooke isn't just the keeper of the store's history, she's part of it.
My great-grandmother, Leora Zilpha Dunham Estes, came up here in 1921.
Leora started the store, then passed it to her son Ed.
And then he passed it on to his 7 children, my father being one of those 7.
Now it's in the care of the 4th generation of the Estes family.
That's me. This is the original 2-story building that was moved here in 38. The next addition moves from here to this doorway. The basement was actually the main grocery store.
In the beginning, there was more than a grocery store.
This floor was the bar with a dance hall and a liquor store off the far end. That part of the building has since been torn off, and then they had ladies that lived upstairs up until shortly after World War II ended.
Ladies upstairs?
Ladies that entertained the men after the bar.
There's space to check out the history.
The room that used to be the meat drying room has since been converted into historical gallery / seating area for people who want to sit down and have some breakfast, coffee, or a sandwich.
Walls loaded with memories. If you think you'd like to visit, don't delay too long. The widening of the highway in Moose Pass is scheduled to start in 2027. The Estes Brother building is supposed to be torn down.
They definitely need something to happen in order to complete the road project.
Until then, stop by and get some caffeine, say hi to Brooke, and enjoy some colorful Alaskan history. Road trippin' in Moose Pass, Eric Soule, Alaska's news source.
When we come back, we're once again leaving the road and hitting the trails and the sky.
And as promised, it involves that iconic Alaskan adventure, dog sledding. When you live in Alaska, the sight of a dog team becomes almost commonplace.
By getting up close and personal with those dogs, well, that's still an adventure.
Tracy Sinclair had the chance to do a little Iditarod just outside of Seward. And yes, there are puppies.
So we are here at Iditarod. We're going to do the dog sled tour. We're going to meet the team. We're going to go on a tour and then puppies.
Are you all ready to go see some dogs today?
Let's start with the obvious. CV's Iditarod tour is cool and unique. Dog sledding through a lush, dense rainforest wasn't on my bucket list, but I kind of think it should have been.
When you get on the sled today, the doors will open when you're about to take off, and every dog in the yard is going to be screaming their heads off.
We start with a briefing from General Manager Sadie Lindquist.
And the idea is just to keep them in shape, so it's kind of like a summer camp is what I call it.
We get a short history of the Iditarod and three-time Iditarod champion Mitch Seavey.
Mitch is the owner of all these guys out here in the yard today. Mitch is a three-time champion of the race, and he holds the speed record of 8 days and 3 hours.
It's a great introduction, particularly for visitors from outside Alaska who might not be familiar with dog sledding and the Iditarod. We're divided into groups, and then we get to go for a ride.
Are you excited to see the puppies?
I am excited to see the puppies. I'm excited to do the ride, too, but mostly I want to see the puppies. Our musher, Noah Bird, hooks up the team to our 6-person cart, and as they warned us, it gets loud because those doggies are ready to run.
We just have one big rule while we're out on the trail, that is just stay on the cart at all times. These guys are strong enough that if we don't have enough weight on the cart to hold it down, they can pull right through the break and finish the tour without us. All right, boys, let's go!
The gate opens and we're off. We ride through the forest, amazing green leaves and moss, and make frequent stops because these dogs are used to running in much colder temperatures.
They really do love this.
Yeah, I've lived here for a few years, but this is my first time doing this. That's wonderful.
All right, boys, let's go!
It's a 1.5-mile loop, and then we return back to the yard.
All right, so now if you guys want, you can hop off the cart and go say hi to the dogs. They're all super friendly, love their scratches.
You're adorable. Did you have a good run? Here you go.
We spend a bit of time petting the more grown-up dogs before, you guessed it, puppies.
There you go. Their eyes just opened a couple days ago.
Oh, tiny little baby.
There you go.
Puppy. Oh. Look. Iditarod puppy. Adorable.
Oh. Oh.
This is Mama. Her name's Lulu. She's checking up on all of her puppies. She'll count them once we're done with them, make sure she has them all.
Oh, big yawn.
This is definitely therapy right here.
It's so special. I wasn't expecting it, and I think it's the best way we could have ended the trip.
Well, we are done with our Iditarod tour here at the CV Kennel, and it's kind of just what I imagined. The ride was a lot of fun. Meeting the team was amazing. But I have to say, it was all about the puppies. Road Trippin' in Seward, I'm Tracy Sinclair, Alaska's News Source.
Those puppies were really adorable. So how do you top something like that?
Yeah, well, how about catching a helicopter to go dog sledding on a glacier? Because as the saying goes, where we're going, we don't need roads.
This has definitely been on my bucket list forever, and I can't wait for this adventure to begin.
It's not a long flight from the Alaska Helicopter Tour's base camp in Seward to the Godwin Glacier, but it is a beautiful one. There are stunning views of the mountains that surround the town as we head out. Our pilot, Brian Kloos, knows exactly where to look.
So this is all Godwin Glacier right here.
As he points out sights along the way. When the glacier itself comes into view, we spot our destination, and pretty soon, we hear it too. Welcome to Dog Camp, hosted by 6-time Iditarod winner Dallas Seavey, 32 huskies on a glacier.
You ready? Hey, puppy. Hey, puppy.
Who are eager to take us for a ride.
So you'll go on a 2-mile loop pulled by Alaskan Huskies and Iditarod veterans, and then come back and you'll have a chance to actually go up and pet every dog that you want to. And they love it. That's their favorite part.
Handler Willow Maynard owns many of these dogs. Some of them are in training for their first Iditarod next year. And just like me, they're excited to get underway. I spent my first loop as a passenger in the sled, taking it all in, learning about the dogs who are happily mushing ahead.
On the right, we have Hannah. She's a 12-year-old dog. She sleeps in my bed at night along with our leader. And then next to her is one of Dallas's dogs, Baloo.
She tells me they love to run, and clearly they prefer to do it in the snow.
We even have little sunscreen and eye drops that we put on them on sunny days.
On my next go-around, I'm inspired to try something new.
Road trippin'! Road trippin'!
Standing on the sled like a real musher, granted one who isn't in a race.
This isn't exactly like Iditarod speed, is it?
No, I'd say we're going maybe 5-6 tops when we're going downhill.
It's thrilling nonetheless. At times, it looks like we're mushing right off the end of the earth. The view from the glacier is nothing short of spectacular. As our ride wraps up, the other dogs welcome us home. The experience has truly been a bucket list item.
People that haven't been on a helicopter before, in Alaska, on a glacier, on a dog sled ride, kind of the whole package, and we offer it all at once, which is awesome.
As we fly back through the pass and head towards town, it's hard to imagine a more amazing adventure. This is Road Trippin' in Seward, but it's Road Trippin' in style.
Amazing adventures, amazing people, and very few roads actually involved in this edition of Mostly Road Trippin'.
And that just makes it all the more fun. We'll see you down the road, Alaska, or on whatever trail you travel.